do, folks? How you doing? Just a quick one. I thought I'd come on here and just say what an absolutely fabulous response to this next round of bollocks we're trying to cut through. Now, brilliant. We have had a couple of cockwombles leave comments. Sorry, I laugh every time I think about it. One even alluded to me being a Freemason and saying there was hand signals and a 666 sign all behind a brick wall. So yeah, I get there's always going to be the odd asshole and of course the opposition who come in to try and discredit. Maybe that was that, I don't know who the fuck it was, but certainly a fucking plonker. Anybody that knows me already knows I'm just a fellow who knows some shit, and I'm just doing what I can do. Now the fact is, for years since I got into this, I've wanted to be helping all, and I did for many years, and it nearly fucking killed me, and then I had to get really selective about how and take measures to cut down and cut out all the energy vampires. There's an awful lot of people out there who talk about wanting a change, talk about wanting to get something done, and can't be asked to get off their own arse and want somebody else to do it all for them. And going down to the King's Bench as we're going to do now isn't for them. It just is not for them. It's for folks who seriously give a shit. Now this isn't about breaking a system, it isn't about smashing anything and getting them on the run, because people who believe that the system or those running the system are on the run, well, without being insulting, I would say I've been misled at best. There is nobody on the run at all, and I'm not doing Freemasonic shit, I've got an itchy nose. Yeah, there's no getting them on the run. They're not running scared. They've got a perfect plan that they've had in place for an awful long time, and they've been working towards it for 50 plus years, probably an awful lot longer than that, but seriously, actually their plan's in action for 50 odd years. So you've only got to look around at the world. The secret societies are absolutely running the world. They're infiltrated into every single system. They're in business in every form of commerce that you can think of, and at the highest levels of the commerce as well. So when it comes to services, they control the services, all of the services. You think of your electricity, your water, you don't think that there's somebody from a secret society at the top of that, and you don't think that they're taking orders. They're not really at the top, they're just visibly at the top. Usually some CEO's name, but nobody actually doing anything. That name either doesn't exist or isn't really at work. You can think of something like DVLA with Julie Leonard as the CEO of a government department. How does that work? And Simon Hayes, the Land Registry. You think of this, and it's absolute fact. They're run by these secret societies. Now, when you think they've infiltrated it to that level, and right the way down to little businesses, if anybody's doing well, they get an offer to join them, and most of them have joined them because the brotherhood look after each other, and they can never refuse a fellow traveller's request. So reality is, they have infiltrated every aspect of our life, and certainly the government is absolutely full, and I don't believe there's anybody, in fact I know for a fact there's nobody in key positions of any government, probably world over, that aren't part of some secret society or another. Now I know we talk about, well, I don't, but I hear people all the time talk about different countries doing different things. Russia's one of the obvious ones. Now, you really think Putin isn't pissing in the same pot? Really? Same as this Zelensky? You don't think that's all theatre? Really? It's been shown to be theatre from the fucking start. You've got this fucking scam that's just sort of ended, that's supposedly been making people sick. But we all really know why people are sick. And it isn't just because the food's shit and the water's shit, although it is. But we do have to think very carefully before you start thinking anything about anything. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it goes right down to North Korea. People have fell for that one for fucking years and years. But it's just a secret fucking country where they can do anything they want and nobody from the outside knows what's going on in there. Think about it. They've been brought to the brink of war with America. Really? This small little country that could have been bombed to shit from the sky years ago and wiped out. You really think it's been held off by America, from America, by some chubby fella? So as far as I'm concerned, it is all theatre. And as I say, we're not trying to smash anything or break anything. You just can't. It doesn't work that way. It's about learning to navigate it and opening doors, and that's what we're trying to do. Open the door to justice. There's an awful lot of people who's not been getting it, and they're not getting it for these very reasons I've just been talking about. So it's about opening the door to justice that should be there. The door's just been closed, so we're going to try and get it open. And there's no guarantees, so just doing our best, as always, doing my best. I'm doing something with Peter, who's also going to do his best, and that is really the only promise we can give. We are going to do our very, very best, as everybody will see on the day. Now, I'm sure there are going to be more people trying to discredit us as it gains a little momentum, but it's not a protest. It's nothing like it. It's people who are genuinely seeking justice and want to go down there and find a little justice. And that's all we're doing. The judge must be present to see anybody who requires justice 24 hours a day. That's a true judge, not a master, a true justice serving under the king. So this is what we this is what we plan to get to. We plan to open that door so the judge has to see people. And if we have to go twice, 3 times, we'll do so. Whether anybody else will get off their arse and do that, I don't know. I'd like to think so. There are going to be some real dedicated people out there. It's not just me and Peter who give a shit. I know that for a fact. And although I don't trust many at all, as everybody knows. And there's a damn good reason I don't trust anybody. And I know there are people out there that must be trustworthy. And I've probably talked to quite a few of them and fucked them off because I ain't got time or can't be arsed to try and sift through the bullshit to get through to somebody who's decent. I've just been on my own little path, doing my own thing, trying to help those that I can help in the way I can help. And most of that has been guided by my own health, because people have really drained the shit out of me, and my health went right tits up. As it stands at the minute, I'm in really good fucking health. Really good health. I'm working out and I'm getting myself in shape. I'm getting better and better all the time, and I feel like I'm in decent health at the minute, apart from a dicky knee. So if I do suddenly drop dead, but at the end of the day, I have never been, and everybody who knows me, I've never been the one to shy away from danger. My head is in that lion's mouth and I'm plucking teeth, and I don't really give a shit. My view on this world we live in is I'm here for a period of time, and when I'm not here anymore, I go on to my eternal existence, and whatever anybody wants to make of that, they can make of it. But we're not here for a long time. We're supposed to be here for a good time, or a good, bad or indifferent time, as I usually say. We are just here for an experience, and this is my experience, and if I can teach a few folks some things, I'll teach them them things. I can't always be there for what each individual wants, because there are too many. It's like standing under a waterfall with a little thimble trying to fill it up. It is impossible. When your name is known, you have to distance yourself from the masses, because they absolutely destroy your health. And not many of them have got those intentions. I've still got an itchy nose. Not many of them have got those intentions, but that is the result. It just genuinely is the result of that many people coming at you. A parking ticket, speeding ticket, a council tax, and it just never ever stops. Think of how many people out there that have got small world claims. And now when I'm a guy who's working at the level I am, these small world claims just clog you up and stop you from getting anywhere, stop you from doing the real important stuff. And although sometimes a speeding ticket might seem like the world to somebody, it really isn't a proper claim. It's a tiny little, petty little claim bought by courts that are operating unlawfully, that have no power and authority other than that which you give them. The key to that is learn some shit yourself. You need to learn some shit, and that isn't by taking the time away from somebody who's trying to do something much deeper. And I don't mean nothing derogatory about that. I'm not having a go at anybody at all like that. It's just an absolute fact. If you're trying to get some serious law done and trying to crack through some serious brick walls that have been placed in front of you, and you've got all these people coming at you constantly with these small claims, it just takes all of your time. Just even saying I ain't got time for that takes all of your time. somebody like me, and I'm sure there's lots of people like me out there that are trying to help folks, we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails and messages and begs for help every single week. It is impossible, like I say, thimble under a waterfall. So we have to choose what we do, and the important things are what I choose to do, trying to crack through some shit. Now if there are folks out there who don't get that, I ain't got time for them idiots. I really haven't. Anybody out there who's just going to come on with sarcastic comments, oh, fuck off. You know, if you don't get this shit, go piss off, piss off. As I said to some fucking idiot this morning, go and fucking watch some videos on cookery and learn to bake a flan. Because this shit isn't for you. And no matter what you think, if you've got to try and pull somebody down who's trying to actually make a go of something and trying to make a difference, then this shit isn't for you. Or you're there for a different reason entirely. And they are out there. An awful lot of them are out there, which is why I don't really trust anybody. Now, as far as insulting folks, yeah, I insult folks all the fucking time. Literally all the time. There are no airs and graces with me. I'm not up my own arse. I don't think I'm better than anybody. In fact, I'm constantly saying I'm no better than anybody else. But there is a cold hard reality to this shit. You've got to be giving a shit about getting somewhere, and if you're going to be there just making sarky comments, you are not the one who's going to actually get off your arse and do something about shit. If you're one who's calling somebody who's trying to actually make a difference, you aren't the one who's trying to make a difference. That's the fact. So as far as I'm concerned, anybody wants to try and discredit me, you got to go a long fucking way, because there's an awful lot of folks know me, and there's an awful lot of folks who have met me, and there's an awful lot of folks that I've helped. So anybody thinking or trying to tell you that I'm a wrong un, if you want to join that clan, fucking join them. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if there's 1,000 people saying I'm a wrong un, because I'm still here doing what I'm doing, and I'm not going to get distracted by fucking idiots. I'm really not. So we are going to be going down to the Royal Courts of Justice. In fact, me and Peter have been down there a couple of times, just having a look and trying to work some things out, and getting a handle on the ways around the place. And the maze of that building is no longer a maze. We're pretty familiar with it now. So not that there's anything nefarious about that. We're not planning anything dodgy. We're planning everything that we've told you we're going to do. We're going to go down there and try and get justice. Anybody who wants to come try and get justice, come and try and get justice. It'd be lovely if 1,000 people wanted to come and get justice, but I don't believe you can get that sort of solidarity. I don't believe there is that sort of solidarity left in the world. I think it's all been broken. There are some absolutely amazing people that have offered to come from other countries to here. So imagine those that are too busy or can't take a day off work. Oh, if it was only this day or that day, then I'd probably do it. Yeah, kiss my arse. If you're going to make excuses, it just isn't important to you. I don't want to hear, I would come if, oh God, if it was only the day after that, I would have been able to come. Can you change it when there's 1,000 people already got the date? No, it is what it is. What date it is can't be dependent on one man or woman. It's whatever date we arrange, because we can't put it out there for a vote. If there's a lot of people coming, how do you work that shit out? So there's going to be a date arranged. There's going to be a couple of weeks notice on when it is, and those that can come will come, those that can't won't, and those that won't can't. It is as simple as that. If justice is important to you, you'd take a day off work, you get a childminder. There's no kids to be bought, absolutely no kids to be bought. You're not going to be bringing kids into that environment. Not that I'm expecting any form of trouble, but it is not. I detest seeing protesters with fucking children. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking to me. Now, people may make their excuse, I couldn't get a babysitter. Well, I think there's always a could, they just didn't. And yeah, I get it, some people find things really difficult. If you genuinely can't come, don't come. You don't need to make excuses to anybody, you don't need to justify it to anybody. Just don't be there, because there's no expectations of who's going to come. There's no expectations of how many are coming. And in all honesty, I have no clue. There's a number I'd like to come, but I can't make that happen. I've got no control over anybody else. I can just tell you what I'm doing and tell you what Peter's doing. We're dedicated. We are absolutely dedicated to trying to make a difference and trying to find some justice in this world full of injustices. And I think we've got a bloody good chance, because nobody's telling them in this manner that they're not fulfilling their obligations and duties. And they are obligations at law, absolute obligations. They're not fulfilling them. So we can prove their obligations. We're going to prove to them that they are not fulfilling their obligations. Like I say, whether we can actually make that difference or not, we can't guarantee. But what we can guarantee is we'll give it every fucking thing we've got. Everything we've got. So if anybody thinks I'm fucking dib Boy Scout bollocks, you can fuck yourself. You can just piss off, go somewhere else. If you think I'm making hand signals on my videos or stand in front of brick walls, that one made me piss, because every fucker's house, well, no, I won't say everybody's house, but an awful lot of people's houses are made of brick. So is everybody in a secret society because they've got brick walls? Oh, what the fuck? Oh god, it's absolutely fucking hilarious what goes through some people's minds, or what some people would do to try and discredit you. Like I say, anybody wants to come and try and discredit me, have a pop, I don't give a shit. Anybody wants to join somebody who's trying to discredit me, fucking join them. I've never been one for standing on a pedestal. I tell everybody all the time, I'm scared of fucking heights. Don't put me on a pedestal. It's a long way down. I'm just a fella who knows some shit, and I'm doing what I can. And if that's not good enough, tough fucking shit. I'm not killing myself for you. Maybe I'll be killed for you. But I'm not killing myself for you. It's just simple as that. I've gone through that. I had 4 fucking heart attacks, and now I've got myself in a pretty good shape in health wise. I am going through something with the missus, which is all the more not more important for me to do what I'm doing. It isn't. It's something that tells me I shouldn't really be doing what I'm doing, because in all honesty my missus has got cancer. I tell it straight, and it's quite serious. It's bone cancer. Now, those who know me know I had cancer, and now I haven't, and that may tell you something, because I didn't go to fucking hospital with it. And apart from the initial going to find out what the fuck was wrong, and same with the missus, going for scans, going for MRIs, going for blood tests. We're seeing the progress of what we are doing, and that is something that I'm happy to share with folks. I can't say I'm healing anybody else. I'm just looking after my missus, and she's doing quite well. It's not a quick road. There's no shortcut to it. You can't click your fingers and it be over. And people constantly, even though I asked right at the start not to keep badgering me and asking me progress reports on her, you can't give progress reports every couple of weeks on something like this. It's a long old process. It took me 2 years to sort myself out. So I expect the similar sort of journey for the missus. So people asking me all the time, how is she, how is she, how is she? Everybody knows me. It just pisses me off, annoys me. Not pisses me off, but it's a niggle. It's a niggle, because I've probably already said to everybody, don't do it, because it isn't a quick progress, and I'll tell everybody when there is some progress. As it happens, there is some progress. She's got broken arms, she's got broken ribs from where the cancer's burst through, and the reality is she couldn't lift her arm up at all, and now she can put her hair up. So that's massive. That is massive. She'd got down to 6.5 stone. Now she's just over 7.5 stone. So yeah, there's some changes. Those are the results we've got so far. Touch wood, we keep at it. But at the end of the day, what I'm doing here isn't as important as my missus, but to the world it's more important, but to me it's not. But I'm taking what time out that I can to do what I can do, and most of the preparation of this and most of what I need to do and talking to people and dealing with shit, I can do while I'm with my missus. Taking little times out here and there, and a day out here and there, and one of my lads will be there for her. And the reality is, I'm dealing with what I can, how I can, and my time is absolutely full. It's filled with talking to people, messages, emails, helping, doing what I can. But reality is, I only give what I can now. But what I can give and what I do give is literally every bit of my time. I have no time for myself at all. Absolutely none. I wake up, the computer is straight on, and I'm straight on to answering emails, answering messages. I've got to go out and do some things every now and again, which I am right now, which is usually when I make a video. But the reality, I just graft on a continual basis for folks. And very, very little for me. But call it a calling or whatever, I don't know. I don't really put labels on shit. This that we're doing now, I've heard the term call to action. I don't do that shit. I really don't. We're just some folks who are just trying to get justice. Simple as that. I don't want to be putting labels on shit. It don't do anything for it. And yes, we did just have Project Jericho, which was just the name of something that we were doing, but I was in it with others and we named it. But the reality is, that ain't really me, and I'm not naming this. It's not a project, it's not anything. It's just some folks going down there to sort some justice out. We'll have some knowledgeable folks there, and maybe some other knowledgeable folks are going to join us. I've already had people already from other groups telling me that they're going to come, and they've put it out, so that's fantastic. We'll get together and put our heads together, more good heads, put the minds together. Magic happens when people bring their minds together. Magic really does happen. Now, I don't say that as like join up with everybody, because there's some real wrong uns out there, and I mean some real wrong uns out there. There's people out there that are out just for their own glory. There are people out there who really don't give a shit and trying to derail shit, and there's some out there that are just trying to get knowledge so they can have smoke blown up their own arse by making a quick video. And I say trying to make knowledge really loosely, because usually what you find with these sort of folks, people who just skip over things and make a video because they're out for the attaboys and the shits and giggles, trying to get people on side and tell them that they're fucking legends, which I detest. So don't call me a fucking legend. It's bollocks. It's just more fucking labels. I'm just a man who's trying to do some shit. And as with Peter as well, just a man who's trying to do some shit. And they're the sort of people that I do actually sort of team up with, get on side, and we work together with. I've got Jody, who's just a fellow who's trying to cut through some shit. I've got Rob, who's just a fellow who tries to do some shit. Rob is actually a deep researcher. He's probably got the weirdest fucking researching mind I've ever met, where he can find shit and research shit that most people just can't or don't get that far. Really fucking odd, but he's just another fella. And like I say, these are the sort of people that I'm happy to work with, because they're actually good at what they do, and not just adding value, it's the bounce factor. When you're bouncing shit off each other, it don't matter who knows what, how much each know, you're bouncing shit off each other, magic happens. It's as simple as that. And when you connect with people and you can do things with people like that, it's absolutely awesome. Same as Jody, absolutely fucking awesome mind, and when we bounce things off each other, magic happens. And same thing's happening with Peter now. Apart from being absolutely fucking blast, we are having a ball while we're doing what we're doing, because we do bounce off each other well, and pretty much just take the piss out of everybody and formulate plans, as I said this morning on my study group. But it's pretty much how it goes. So yeah, you've just got to you've got to find somebody that you can work with and do what you can. One man alone, I was absolutely alone for years upon years upon years, so I can't say you can't get anywhere, because most of my original knowledge I got just by doing what I was doing, just constant doing. It was more from the fact I was helping everybody 21 hours a day, and I was literally setting my alarm for 3 hours sleep a night for about 7 years, what ultimately probably led to my heart attack. Just taking everybody's woes on my shoulders, and it didn't matter whether it was parking tickets, speeding tickets, electricity bills, and it was all just little petty stuff on a continual basis. Because like I say, it's that thimble under the waterfall. When you say you're going to do this shit, everybody comes and goes away and tells every friend they've got, everyone tells 10 others that you're the one to come to do that shit. So everybody just keeps coming until you're laid in a fucking hospital bed. And I see other people trying to do that, it doesn't work, and they'll learn for themselves. I do always try and warn people what'll happen if they do that, but I do remember people warning me what had happened if I did that, and I didn't pay any attention whatsoever, because to start off with, you just want to help, and eventually you're stuck in an obligation where you can't stop it, and at that point, that's when the stress levels go through the fucking roof, and that's when you're in danger zones. That's when you're really causing yourself harm. But like I say, eventually you have to get tough, you have to get a control on it, you have to set boundaries and put barriers up, and decide what you're actually going to deal with and what you can deal with. And it isn't about what your knowledge allows you to deal with, it's what your health allows you to deal with, what you know is going to happen if you don't put a stop to the small world claims. Now, as far as the small world claims are concerned, they're only about learning some shit. They're only about getting off your arse and actually learning some shit for yourself. The biggest shit is the important shit, the stuff that we're going into now. Like I say, opening doors that have been closed for no other reason than agendas, and they're not locked shut, they're just closed and wallpapered over, so people don't even see them anymore. You just have to find them and open them. Sometimes there's a method to opening them that you have to work out, a bit like Indiana Jones. And no, I'm not trying to make myself sound like an Indiana Jones. It just is what it is. The world is very, very wonky, but it's wonky by design. It's going to shit, and it's going to shit by design. And the designers, you can't stop them, you cannot overturn them, you have not got them on the run. And anybody thinking you've got them on the run, you're wrong. Not just wrong, borderline deluded, and you're dangerous. You're absolutely dangerous, because you're almost getting complacent. In fact, you are absolutely complacent. You think somebody's running from you. Absolutely no way. They've got a perfect fucking plan, and they're implementing it in a perfect manner. You've only got to look around. Even now, when the bollocks has almost subsided, you've still got fucking idiots walking around outside alone with a mask on. You've still got idiots driving in the car with a mask on. Really? So people are still people are still videoing these jab scheme fucking centres with queues right down the street. You think anybody's on the run? Really? You've got the world screaming about the latest fucking puppet as prime puppet, and they're screaming about it like it means something. It's fucking theatre. Doesn't matter who's fucking in. You've still got fucking people talking about the other party, you know, the other wing of the same bird. You've still got people shouting about that and talking about what should or shouldn't be happening in politics. Many ticks. Really? Really? It's theatre. It's fucking theatre. People still have some thought that the leaders of the world are elected. No, they're fucking not. They're selected. It's an agenda. Everything is an agenda. They've got a direction to go in, and each puppet comes in. You notice how you're always disillusioned by them all, and they come in for a little bit, they do their little bit of damage, then fuck off, and then come in, do their little damage, and then fuck off, or just come in and, as we've just seen, a little bit of distraction, then fuck off, and then the next one comes in, who we know is going to do some damage and going to fuck off, and it just keeps happening over and over again. And you've got people that are absolutely suckered into it, and some think that they're not, some think that they get it, and then you see them posting on social media about those politics, the actual theatre. It's bizarre to me that people don't get this shit. It matters not one fucking bit to me who is presumably in power, who is prime puppet. It don't matter to me at all. I never paid attention to the one that just come in. I never paid attention when that one went out and a new one's come in, and nor before that, nor before that, because I kind of get it. I don't know literally everything, but I know enough to know it's a load of bollocks. And when something's a load of bollocks, you need to stop paying attention to it. You need to stop giving your energy to it. Start putting your energy where it matters. Anyway, folks, I just wanted to have a quick one. A little bit of a blah blah there, but in all honesty, what we're going to do with the King's Bench is absolutely going to happen. Whether people have got faith in it or not, I don't fucking care. Those that turn up will show that they actually want to make a difference in their own lives, maybe, or to others. Some will be for themselves, some will be to others. Don't care. It don't matter, as long as you're there. If you want to make difference to yourself, that's absolutely fantastic. You got my respect, because you're actually getting off your arse to make a difference. You're going to have good people there that can show you the way, and there are some good people getting involved. It's had an absolutely fantastic response. I'd like to hear from more groups. It'd be great. Excuse me, that'll be some Freemasonic frog. I'd like to see some more groups come and get on board of it. It'd be fantastic to see a bit more solidarity. The one thing that this world is really, really missing, solidarity. The other side has great solidarity. We have fucking none. And it's been diminished. It's not the people's fault really that they don't trust each other. Like I say, I don't trust many people at all. But hey, if we can create some solidarity, it'd be absolutely fantastic. Because solidarity is the key to literally everything in this world. If you haven't got solidarity, you're not going to make any difference ever. So if we can get some folks there, absolutely great. Now I don't say this very often, but anybody wanting to keep up with things, subscribe to me. In fact, that's the first time I've ever said that, but that way you're going to, and it's only to make sure people get this. Anybody think I'm an arsehole? I don't fucking care. Everybody's an arsehole to somebody. So if you think I am, if you really feel the need to say it, it'll bounce off me. I've got very, very thick skin. I may tell you you're a fucking gimp, but hey, if you ain't got thick skin, you'll be a fucking idiot. Anyway, I'll catch you shortly. Have a good one. Ta-da.